Okay, so thank you. Okay, so while Teacher Bless, who's next?
Ayan. For our fourth presenter for today, may I ask Sir Cliff? Ayan, it's your time to shine, sir.
Okay, so before we start, acknowledgement, thank you Teacher Jovini for helping Teacher Kai para okay siya na ang ating timer. So
Yes,
maybe
sir. Thank you,
we can
sir.
open the parang ating chat box. Si Teacher Joey nang in charge for the reminder for the last 3 minutes of the presentation. So we'll be able to catch up and meet the timeline. We finish before 9 o'clock. Okay, time check. It's 8:04. Teacher Cliff, good luck.
Yes, sir.
It's your show time.
So good morning po. Allow me to present our good practices in Lucena North II Elementary School in terms of learning and development program for teachers and school head. So learning and development is really close to my heart. It is one of the many coordinatorships and committees I handle in our school. And here I can say that I can help our school head and my colleagues to enliven their philosophy of lifelong learning, since after all, improving oneself and adapting to inevitable changes are a lifetime process or a lifelong undertaking. So number one, a good practice in our school is to always anchor the activity designs of trainings and learning development sessions based on the current and timely needs of teachers. So we do not or rarely deviate from this practice. Previously, we used the NCBTS TSNA, but now we are using the PPSTE set for conceptualizing and drafting activities and programs for our teachers. And at the same time, we regularly meet to discuss the comparative analysis of the assessment results so we can come up with tangible strategies and actions to be taken so that we can bridge the gap between the established standards or the prerequisite standards rather, and the learner's conceptual misconception and skill inadequacies. So number two is output-based application of learning. So traditionally, teachers are always asked to do a journal writing entries daily or do the application part of the session as an output or have this one-time teaching demo during training. But in our school, our practice is to go beyond that. So if the topics have something to do with the content and pedagogy, so we see if that these are applied in instructional design for classroom execution. So our school head regularly monitors this application of learning through her classroom visits, school head and teacher conference, scheduled observations, and checking our submitted learning packages. So number three is professional learning community as a safe and nurturing avenue to perk up instructional competence in any alternative delivery modality. So cooperation is our key and not a competition is our motivating mantra to help one another improve an aspect of teaching or an aspect of educative process. So each shares and contributes his or her ideas to help improve our colleagues. And even before the occurrence of the global pandemic, so we are already using the blended kind of learning, mostly the combination of face-to-face learning and modular distance learning in our learning and development sessions. But now, with the advent of the pandemic, so we have shifted to synchronous and asynchronous online learning. And number four is to maximize the use of lock and inset evaluation as a tool to improve delivery and process. So our school is considered a small size school, but we see that we adhere to the guidelines and standards of of the Central Office and the NAEAP, the National Educators Academy of the Philippines, in giving comfort and convenience to our teachers during trainings, whether it's about the food choices, it's about beverages, or conduciveness of the venue, or the time allotment for the session, and the number of the participants, and so on. So although that learning and development does not have an exact percentage allocation in the SIP, we see to it that we allot a decent amount of a fund for L&D in work financial plan and school improvement plan. Number 5 is technical assistance is provided to select teachers in a very benevolent manner. So it is just self-explanatory because it is something to do with coaching and mentoring in a congenial and non-discriminatory manner. So the aim is always to help everyone improve and that no one is left behind in every undertaking and endeavors. And number 6 is, of course, satisfying food can activate thinking minds. So hindi binabarat ang budget sa food, hindi kinokorrupt ang budget sa food. So the daily budget is given to the teachers and we let them decide what food they want to buy or order in advance. So in this practice, there is a budget transparency and a freedom of choice, at the same time a bit of financial literacy as well. So in my experience and observation, I think almost all enjoy the L&D sessions because everything is there. So good food, good conversation, good company, new learning, and giving everyone a moment to shine. And last, as our good practice is, of course, the celebration of success. So mental health does matter even before pandemic. So we see to it that at the end of the sessions or the 3-day training or a week-long activity, so there is a part in the program that we have this moment that we can unwind to recharge so that we can feel refreshed and ready to go back to work and embrace challenges that we have to face as part of continuous learning. And there you have it. So these are the good practices of Lucena North II Elementary School. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Teacher Cliff. Congratulations
Po.
for your presentation. Okay. And highlighting the good and best practices of Lucena North, no? Ang gusto ko din yung good food, no? Di ba? Good food and active minds. Okay, so very good, Teacher Cliff. Mabuhay ang Lucena. Okay, thank you. Let's proceed, Teacher Bless.
Okay, for the 5th presenter for today,